right, let's talk about it. Like J-Mo could be trending towards wide receiver one. Brian Branch hypes him up, say get your popcorn ready for J-Mo. And it's been rave reviews all the way around for Jameson Williams, from John Morton to Dan Campbell. But you got to remember, too, it's a contract year. And when that money on the line, guys get in the best shape of their career. Guys do everything they need to do, dot I's, cross T's, SS's. You know what I'm saying? They do everything that's required for them to do when they come to getting that money. And a lot of times in the NFL, when you give, or in sports, they get the money, they get lax. But the NFL, that's kind of tough because you get the money, they can void the deal for a variety of number of reasons. But check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. But yeah, and it's just rave reviews from players to coaches. Really for J-Mo coming into the NFL, there was a couple things that worried you. And originally the Lions were originally trying to move up to get Garrett Wilson, which he was their backup, Garrett Wilson Olave in New Orleans at Ohio State. But he was raw because he didn't get the reps. That's what people forget. Throw the injury aside, the maturity issues aside, he didn't get the reps. He didn't play a lot of college football. He really had that 1 year at Alabama, and he's shot to the league, especially after the injury. I mean, so for the most part, not only was he rehabbing the injury, and learning, and then you give an immature guy money, that's a recipe for disaster, disaster. That's a recipe for, a long road. And, then you had the suspension, which nobody really knew the rule. Then after the suspension, then you had another suspension for Pez. Then you had the gun case. And it just comes with maturity. It comes with living. And you was 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 years old. It came with the territory. That's just the God honest truth. It came with the territory. There's a lot of times where a lot of us could have been in trouble, a serious trouble, but we just didn't get caught, or by the hair of our chinny chin chin. But now what he's done is he learned to be a professional. He got, the leg is probably feeling good. They said he's faster than ever. They said he was faster than last year, coming off the knee injury. Now he able to get a little bit stronger. Now, it's hard to press him off the release because he's strong. Now he didn't learn releases. He didn't learn route running. He didn't learn to be sharp. And now what you're seeing is one of the better defenders in the league, Brian Branch. He tough. So when you start to hear that from DBs, top DBs and everybody else, I mean, it's going to be, and then now, and also, excuse me, cut myself off. Now you got an offensive coordinator that want to feed him. And I think Ben Johnson never really fed him or believed in him because of the immaturity issues. And now this offseason, remember it was the whole thing about he really didn't care for golf. Now he learned to come in and out his breaks. Now he learned to form that rapport with golf. Now everything is precision. He right where he need to be at. It's like, it's the perfect storm. It's the perfect storm. Don't forget he got injured last preseason. One of them last preseasons he got injured. So, now he really starting to, be that guy, and he's a fan favorite too. So that don't hurt. So, at the end of the day, he probably about to be wide receiver one. And they got that, St. Brown. You got Laporte as tight end. You got Tim Patrick, Isaac Tesla, Khalif Raymond. So you got a number of guys that are really coming in and actually, going to contribute. And it's hard to roll coverage. And if he grows into that number one outside receiver, who you going to roll coverage to? You going to stack the box for the run game? You going to, play your safeties deep and get beat in the run game? Now they're getting creative with Jahmyr Gibbs, with him catching the football. Then you got St. Brown, who can do it all. He can move the chains. He can take it to the house. He can go deep. Laporta can go deep, move the chains, block. What else you got? Khalif Raymond can make something happen. Tim Patrick, another year removed from the injury, so he might be a little bit stronger, faster. Isaac Tesla, we'll see what he got. So, Laporta and all these other guys. So, it's gonna be very, very interesting to see. It's gonna be very interesting to see. For the most part, it's gonna be interesting to see what they got cooking up. So I mean, but BB saying that he he get your popcorn ready. I mean, that's all you need to hear. And now you got a coach that's want to sit down there and he want to chuck it down the field. So, I mean, for the most part, it should be fairly interesting. It should be fairly interesting. So, um, huh? Yeah, no, yeah, I don't. You talking about windows in the back? I ain't got shit in the back worth shit. But, yeah. So, but nonetheless, that'll be huge. That'll be legit huge. So, but if he can step up, I mean, you got to pay him too. That's what they was trying to pay him beforehand. So, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. But Brian Branch giving them that stamp of approval. It's gonna be a problem this year. It's gonna be a problem. So, um, but it's gonna be a problem. But other than that, you just want to see him stay out of trouble too. Um, just trouble. Sometimes you just don't know when you young. You just don't you don't know. But for the most part, they must really like him because they kind. I mean, the city fuck with J-Mo. So that's the crazy thing about it. The city loves Jameson Williams. So it's hard to get rid of a fan favorite. It's hard to get rid of a guy who got that speed, and you don't really get the speed and the football player in one person. You don't get that. You don't get it. That's something that you don't get. A guy that got the speed and he also a football player. You usually get track guys trying to play football. So right now you ain't got to worry about that. But he's both. He block and Dan Campbell said I hope he don't drop off on the blocking and this, that, and the third. So big year for him. 58 catches over 1,000 yards last year. Hopefully both of those numbers go up for him. And I expect for that. I expect for that to happen. So, but Brian Branch giving him the sign of approval. John Morton giving him the sign of approval. Dan Campbell giving him the sign of approval. Tends to be a big year. And I don't hear nothing about everybody else, but Laporta gonna do. You know what Amon Ra gonna do. You know what the Max gonna do. But he's the wild card. You know what I'm saying? So he's the wild card. But hey, check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live and drop video. Hit the link in the description. You can follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Wherever I'm producing content at, you can find it inside that link tree. Appreciate y'all. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. One time for the one time Motor City Sports Talk. Peace.